Hi everyone, how are you doing? Um, Hi everyone, hope you're doing wonderful. Please forgive me, there are some little problem on my StreamYard. It logged me out automatically with everything, so let me see what I can do here. Hmm. So Carla, how are you doing in the meantime till I get my settings up and running? Um, how's your day going so far? You can unmute yourself, Carla, you're muted.
Oh, there it goes. My day has been very long, but it's been great. I did the meetup for South Asia. Then I did the English show. Then I had a call to take, and now I'm with you, my buddy.
Amazing. How's your day going, Raza? Or how was your day? Rajasab, your microphone is muted.
Hello, both of you. My day was beautiful, fine, and a happy day.
Awesome. So
How
I
are you,
guess we're
ma'am,
live.
Carla?
So hi everyone. Thank you everybody for joining in. And thank you for waiting in anticipation. Welcome to another appointment meeting with इंसान पार्टी मिनिस्टर्स। आप सबको बहुत बहुत वेलकम इंसान पार्टी एक और मीटिंग में। और आज हम एक और मिनिस्टर को इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ लिमिट है मिनिस्टर की एज की 35 साल, लेकिन जब तक हमें कोई 35 साल वाला बंदा नहीं मिलता हम लोगों को अपॉइंट कर रहे हैं ताकि काम शुरू हो जाए। ट्यून इन रहिएगा, अभी मैं आपको मज़ीद डिटेल बताता हूँ। तो अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। इंसान पार्टी की इस मीटिंग में आपको खुश आमदेद। आज की हमारी मीटिंग है कार्ला रिचमन के हवाले से। ये हमारी मिनिस्ट्री है बेसिक इंग्लिश लिटरेसी के हवाले से, और इसकी ये मिनिस्टर होंगी और इनका काम होगा कि पाकिस्तान में हर आदमी किस तरीके से अंग्रेज़ी को फर बोल सके, समझ सके, सुन सके। और उसकी वजह ये है कि दुनिया में जो सबसे ज़्यादा इल्म इस वक़्त यूट्यूब पर, इंटरनेट पर आता है, वो अंग्रेज़ी में आता है। और अगर हम इस इंतज़ार में बैठे रहेंगे कि अंग्रेज़ी हमें नहीं आती और हम कोई ट्रांसलेट करके हमें उर्दू में बताए, तो हम पीछे रह जाएँगे। इसलिए हमने ये मिनिस्ट्री बनाई है कि हमारी ख़्वाहिश है कि जितने भी लोग अंग्रेज़ी को प्रमोट करने पे काम कर रहे हैं, उनको ऑर्गनाइज़ करें, उनको मदद करें, इकट्ठा करें और उनकी हेल्प करें कि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुँच सकें। हमारे साथ राजा साहब हैं। मैं राजा साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि राजा साहब थोड़ा-सा सिग्निफिकेंस पे बताएँ इसकी, कि क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है अंग्रेज़ी की मिनिस्ट्री बनाने के लिए। So we will continue from here in English so that Carla, who does not understand Urdu, can also join us. The meeting today is to introduce Carla Riechman as the Minister of English Literacy, and the reason we are focused on this and we have introduced a ministry for this is because I believe and we believe that all the knowledge in the world, majority of the knowledge in the world is created in English today. And if you are going to wait for everything to be translated in a local language, we will be late. We will understand things later, and we will not be able to match our footsteps towards with the rest of the world. So, with no further ado, I would like to ask Raja Arshad to introduce Carla and also to mention the significance and importance of this ministry in for Pakistan and the world.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and hi to the world. Thank you, Rehan Alawala, for being here to announce this wonderful event. And welcome to Ma'am Carla Richman from USA. I congratulate you for being this uh, position holder and working for digital, working for English literacy. English being the major language that in which we can learn technology, and it's the base of machine language also. So English literacy is very important for everybody, especially for Pakistani people. So this ministry which Carla Richman is going to head, is very important for people of Pakistan and everybody who is not native English speaker. So Ma'am Carla Richman is already doing great. She is teaching English to everybody, including Pakistani nationals. She is doing her show every day and teaching English to her students across the globe. So it will be a very nice moment when she will accept being the minister for shadow minister for English literacy, and hopefully under her guidance, her supervision, and her efforts to literate people the English language will be admirable and appreciable across the world. Thank you.
So, Carla, welcome aboard. I already introduced what the significance is. You have already been doing everything which a minister in our party requires to do. The only thing which will be addition to this is that you will need to organize a conference every 3 months now and involve everybody in the planet who is engaged in the English literacy part for the world. For example, the American Council, the British Council, the Australian Embassy, the all the other English speaking world which is trying to promote English, and they have amazing setups already. We want to collaborate with them so that we can help them grow even further. And there are lots of work going on in the world. Um, so we just want to be a collaborative tool, a collaborative person to do that. I will request Asma and Rajasab to give you a team of 3 people to help you organize a conference every 3 months so that they can do everything which is required to organize this conference. So, and the second is that, as you know, or maybe you don't know, Carla, that in our party we have made sure we're making trying to make sure that nobody over 35 is a minister. So you are being an exception till we find a replacement. So I would like to request you also to find another person who can take your job, and then you can join the council, which then guides the minister. So that we want the elderly to keep on guiding the younger ministers, and the ministers should not be older because with technology, older people have a little problem. So over to you, Carla. Welcome aboard. You do have to unmute yourself to speak.
I thought you had muted me. I want to thank you for wanting me to be here and to be working with you. Um, Finding a person will be interesting, and I am willing to do that, of course. However, I find that communication is an interesting thing right now. It's really important for us to learn how to communicate in a manner that is positive for everyone. Because one word may mean something to me and different to both you and Raja. And this is something that we need to watch to make sure that we are listening closely enough in order to make sure that we understand what we are saying to each other. Otherwise, it can cause stress and strain where words should be causing joy and movement in the right direction.
So I understand and I agree with you, Carla, but quality comes after quantity, I believe. If people don't speak at all, there will be no misunderstanding because there is no understanding whatsoever. So your task is not to make great quality, but great quantity, so that majority of the people are um, comfortable in trying to speak their mind, in expressing themselves, in trying to even express themselves. As you know, we created the English show not because of English. English is not a difficult challenge to speak. It's the confidence that requires to speak, to feel that, oh, they might be speaking something wrong and they might be humiliated for that, or might not be. Basically, it's just their mindset, right? So, when it comes to better quality of communication, I'm working on another institute to create better quality of communication. Um, what you're talking about is different. So let's focus on your ministry, and the sole purpose of it is that people start to speak, even if they do a bad job, and little by little they will eventually do a good job. And it will only come with practice. It will only come when they will start watching more or listening to more audios, videos which are in English, and eventually they can learn this. And I want to emphasize to Raja and to you that the purpose of this ministry is related to our primary goal, which is to help everybody make at least $500 a month. The internet is full of knowledge, information, but if a person cannot understand that information, he is unable to get it. So if they don't understand English, they are unable to um, get the quality of content which they can if they did understand English. So that's the reason we're making this ministry, and it is aligned with our primary goal and primary focus. Are we clear on that, Carla?
We are more than clear. Actually, we are saying the same thing, but
Right.
using different words. We definitely, before you can get quality in English, we need people speaking English.
Right.
And that's what I give to the people who come to my show. They come, they speak, and there's no judgment of how well they're speaking. It's, or even if they're speaking making sense. It's a way of helping people grow and develop better skills and feel comfortable speaking the language, which in the beginning, they keep saying, I cannot speak English. But the reality is they can. They're just nervous about doing it.
Um, Thank you so much, Carla. There is a small comment by a gentleman. Would you like to answer that, Carla, and then I will answer the same?
Okay. When you're teaching people something, people are growing and people are developing. And I don't see that really as a big age discrimination. It is true that in using technology for something that we're talking about, everyone needs to be up to date. And technology is changing from day to day. Having someone younger be involved is also important. Rayhan's not kicking me out in any sense of the word. He's just looking at people who may have better technological skills than I have right now, but I'm also growing and developing them. Does that answer your question, Rayhan? We can't hear you.
So for all those who feel that we have an age discrimination, if you're playing soccer, cricket, football, there is an age requirement to be there is a body and brain function attached to everything in what we do. So if you want to win a game of soccer, of cricket, of football, you need younger, stronger human beings to play that game. Similarly, if you want to run a nation which runs faster using technology, you need younger kids who have technology as their first language. People who are of my age, who were introduced to technology at a very I was introduced to my computer when I was 12 years old, or maybe 13 years old. So I'm already older. And whereas my daughter who was introduced to computers and mobile phone when she was 0 years of age, she goes through technology like crazy. She can do 5 times more speed than I can ever do it. So it's nothing to do with discrimination. It's a skill set, and we want the future is designed and created by the young folks, and we want the elderly wisdom to be in our councils to keep on guiding us, and we want the young youth to implement it for the elderly with their wisdom, for everyone. So that's all it is. So Asma, welcome aboard. I don't know if you can hear us, but basically I was introducing Carla and why we need this ministry. I don't know if you missed it. Do you want me to repeat it, Asma? I guess her internet is not working well. So, Carla, do you have any questions? Um, can we end this now, or do you have any questions on mine?
In these in these conferences, so I do them right, do them effectively.
I'm sorry you broke up. You were muted earlier. Can you repeat that?
What is supposed to be done in entailing these conferences so the conference is done effectively and efficiently, and I know what's going on?
So the purpose of conference is to unite the people who are working in the same space. So people who are working in the space of educating English to our masses, we want to do is invite them all over for a 3 hour conference online. It's like a Zoom meeting. And then they just speak what they're doing for 5 to 10 minutes about their work. Everybody gets to know them, introduced to each other. Minutes are made and sent to everybody who attended. This is a way to network them together. This is a way to connect them together. This is the way to help them accelerate with the help of each other who is working towards the same goal. Um, this is the current setup of this conference. If you want to do it in a different way, you're more than welcome to discuss it with Asma and Raja and do it in your way. But for the first three conference, I would like to request that it's done this way. And the idea is to engage everybody in the country and around the world who is working toward the same goal of creating English literacy in our country. But it's not about reading or writing their name. It's about being able to read a book, being able to watch a video, being able to watch a movie, being able to watch a course. It's not about just saying hello, how are you. This is not English. So that's the purpose. And as I was explaining earlier, why do we want to do this? It's very simple. Knowledge is being created at 300 hours per minute on YouTube, and people are unable to understand it, and they're left behind because they're unable to understand this information which is sitting there. by knowing English and by using more English content, they will be able to use the same content which a person in United States is using, which a person in UK is using, in Australia is using, in Singapore is using, and being able to advance themselves further, faster, at a very rapid speed with the world. Yes, Carl.
That's what I needed to know. And when do you expect the first conference to be done? And it appears, tell me if I'm wrong, that the people that I want to collaborate with would be many of the people I would find on LinkedIn more so than Facebook.
Exactly. You will find them on LinkedIn. You will find them on the internet. You will be inviting the Minister of Education of our country and other countries. You will be inviting, because it's a political organization, so you involve all the politicians who might be involved in this. So you can invite. There are 200 countries in the world, so you will be inviting Minister of Education from all around the world, not just from Pakistan. You will be especially inviting the ministers from Pakistan. In Pakistan, there are six ministers of education. One is federal and five provinces. So you will be inviting all those six people. Then there are secretaries of education, which is like you have in Pakistan uh, a minister is like a secretary in the U.S. So and then there is a bureaucracy under that, under the layer of the minister, and it's called a secretary. So in Pakistan, there are again six secretaries of education department. Then under the secretaries, there are assistant secretaries. So there's like 100 people within the country who are related to education. They're not related to English, but they're related to education, and you invite all of them. Even if they don't speak, they will start hearing about us. They will start knowing about us. They will start be curious about us, and they will be able to get notes from us on what is happening in the world, and what is that they can do to empower themselves. Our party's goal is not to um, come in power. Our party's goal is to make a better Pakistan, better world. So we're collaborating here so that everybody gets knowledge, and then take this knowledge and share it with everyone, so that anybody, even the opposition, can take it, take credit for it, and then go forward with it. Does that make sense, Carla?
Yep, I get it. And what I like about it is it's not just Pakistan, but it's globally. And what we're doing is actually changing the governments of the world to work in a more collaborative way. Um,
Exactly.
and that's why I agreed to be a part of this.
Thank you for being part of it. Asma, can you summarize what you heard so far so we know that we are on the same page?
Yeah, yeah, I heard all that, and I can summarize like we need to do the conference and where we need to collaborate with the people globally who are working for English literacy.
Not just English literacy, but education also, because in Pakistan, in other countries, I don't know of any country on the planet which has a minister of English education. I don't think that's important for the planet, or they don't consider it. But it's very important for example, British Council. They spend a lot of money on teaching English. PACC, Pakistan American Culture Center, for example, spends a lot of money on teaching English. So we can invite them, but we will invite regular ministers of education who also work for not just English, but in general education. And we are here trying to promote and upgrade the quality of education around the planet. Um, so whoever wants to join is welcome aboard. Are you okay, Sasma? Do you get it? Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, we have a question from Sarah. Sarah is a global trainer and she is a lovely human being. She organizes a lot of conferences on her own. She's asking, why do we need the government for it? Why can't we organize it on our own? So, Sarah, we are not involving government anywhere. All our conferences are doing is allowing others who are working on the same goal to come and showcase what they have done or what they plan to do so that others can take advantage of that. It's like showcasing in a shopping mall for your products. Whereas on our conferences, they will be able to showcase their services, what they're doing. So government is paid to create a way, education, for example. So we don't need help from the government. We're actually trying to help the government in accelerating their own work, in speeding up the literacy of English in our country. So we're not looking for help from the government. We're looking to help the government. I hope that answers the question. Okay, here's another question. How do you plan to improve the quality of education or English education? You want to answer that, Carla? Do you have any plans in head that you would like to do?
Is the plan that we have been doing is having people speak in English. Many of the people in Pakistan, I know there are people who do not read and write, but those who are reading and writing, they have learned English. They know how to speak it, and they don't realize it. When you begin, in fact, you helped me realize this, Rayhan. When you begin speaking as a child, you start there with your language. You start speaking, and then you learn to read, and then you learn to write. I learned that when I was in my master's degree program. Now, when you're in another country and you're learning English, you kind of do it backwards. You learn to write, you learn to read, and then sometime later on, by accident, you need to speak it. And you can say to someone, hey, I can read, I can write, but I can't speak. That's not true. You already can do it. And it's the lack of confidence you have in yourself and your belief in yourself that keeps you from doing something you can already do. We need to begin helping people learn if they watch English television or movies or listen. First, we have 2 ears. Those ears are for listening. And when we're listening in a different language, yes, we need to be able to say, I don't understand. Please say this again. But we have this mouth, and we have already learned how to use it. We're just using it using different sounds for a word. Just like we say in English, we say hello. In Hebrew, they say shalom. In, I don't know if this is Arabic, you guys say shalom aleichem. In India, they say namaste. It's learning how to use the words correctly. And remember, whether you're speaking in your own language or you're speaking in a different language, it's how you use that language that can either bring a feeling of friendship or bring a feeling of non-friendship. Friendship comes with your smile. Friendship comes with your ability to listen well. Because when you are listening to what someone says and you respond to what they're saying, even if it says, you're saying, I don't understand, that communication can grow and become fruitful. So we need to use both things, the ability to speak and yet the ability to listen, and also the ability to say, I don't understand. Please say that again. Does that answer your question, Rehan?
Well, I didn't ask the question, and they were asking what are your plans to do it on a nationwide scale. So remember, Carla, you need to print a paper which says Pakistan has 250 million human beings, planet has 8 billion human beings. And when you see that every single day, you will start thinking how you can impact 8 billion people or 250 million people. We cannot do the way we have been doing in the last century or the last 100 years or last forever, how we want to proceed for the future. If we want a more prosperous planet, more prosperous country, we want to think for everyone, and we want to use the best of the technologies which are available. So, to answer the question, what we will be doing or what we expect Carla and the ministers to do is to empower everyone who is doing anything to empower human being for understanding English. First, our goal is that people should be able to understand English, and then second is to speak. We're not really interested in them to speak, but first is to understand. Why understand? Because there is knowledge available to our primary goal, which is to allow everybody to make at least $500 a month. And that information is available in English instantly for the planet on YouTube, which is the easiest way for anybody to learn anything. And that's why we're doing this. And by empowering others who are doing the same, if 200 people are doing the same thing and we empower everyone and each of them empower a million people, we're empowering 200 million people. And that's what we want to do as a party. We want to organize information. We want to organize people. We want to connect people so that they can help each other. Um, I would like to beg your leave, everyone, in 5 minutes because it's really late for Asma and Raja. It's almost 1 a.m. in the morning for them. And I want to just answer one simple question before we leave. And the question is, why are you focusing on English and not on Urdu? So to answer the question is that there is 300 hours of information being uploaded on YouTube every single minute. एक मिनट में 300 घंटे की वीडियो अपलोड होती है यूट्यूब पे, और वो मेजॉरिटी जो है वो अंग्रेजी में होती है, उर्दू में नहीं होती। हम ये चाहते हैं कि लोग बेस्ट इल्म, ताज़ा इल्म हासिल करें क्विकली। उसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि वो उनको अंग्रेजी से डर ना लगता हो और वो अंग्रेजी समझ सकते हो। इसलिए हमारा फोकस अंग्रेजी पर है, उर्दू पे नहीं है। ये इसका आंसर है। एंड फॉर Carla, the reason we focused on English is, again, there's 300 hours of information being uploaded on YouTube every single minute. And if we started to translate everything in another language, it will take forever for people to learn anything. We want majority of the people not to be scared of English and be able to understand English and be able to hear English and be able to learn English very quickly. I'm in Turkey today, and even the receptionist at the hotels, they not speak English. It's really, really, really bad over here. It's very challenging that they don't understand English, or they cannot communicate with you. They feel empowered. In the last century, it was fine not to know English, I think. But in today's world, it's very, very important that the planet Earth, which is interconnected using the internet with everyone, must know a language which they can use to communicate to each other. If we keep on living in the past, we will go in the history books. If we live in the future, we have the power to create the future. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Um, another last question. Do you think what we can get certificate or progress by better communication? Um, I don't think you need a certificate to speak better English. I have never seen a person holding a certificate. I speak good Urdu. I speak good Punjabi. Why do you need a certificate that says I speak good English? You should be confident. You should be able to learn. You should be able to understand. If you are able to understand, then you're fine. If you need a certificate, you can go and get give an IELTS test or a TOEFL test or a SAT test, and you will have a certificate of the English quality which you have. If there is somebody who is doing that, I think Carla is the person to contact, and she will highlight you in a conference. I think the first conference should be in March. You can announce the date and start preparing for it. It's only a 3 hour thing. You can announce the time and date and then start working towards it, start sending letters and connection building and all that. Um, Adil Saab is asking who is Raja Saab and Asma. Raja Saab is our chief coordinator for Insan Party, and Asma is our secretary for all the work. You can, in the technical terms or the corporate term, you can say Raja Saab is our chief operating officer, and sorry, our general manager Asma Tariq is our chief operating officer right now, doing everything which is technically happening in the Insan Party. Till we are better structured, this is the structure we're using. Um, Last word, Raja Saab, and then we end this.
Thank you very much, Rehan Bhai, for making this event. Carla was waiting for it from last 10 days. And thank you very much. Carla, you have accepted this ministry, and as you are already doing it very well, all our resources, all our efforts from Insan Party will cooperate with you in holding this conference, and will provide you all kind of help and support from Insan Party, and you'll be facing no problem. Asma is there. I'll also take care of it, and will connect you with people and organizations across the globe who are working for English literacy. And hopefully, it will be a very good conference in March when we will announce the date and time for it. Again, congratulations, and thank you for being with Insan Party and for being with the Pakistani people as well.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Raja Saab. Asma, last words.
I just would want to say that I think this would bring the change as Carla is very passionate about his work. So I'm very hopeful. And thank you, Carla, for joining. And this would be great.
Thank you so much, Asma. And thank you, Rayhan, for wanting me to be here.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please share the stream. Please join our group on Facebook. Please sign up and download our app on your phones. It's available right now only for Android. By joining the app, you will start adding features which we are adding, and you will be able to file a complaint about any problem which you see around the country. You would be able to see the sitting mayors, chairmen, councillors, MNAs, MPAs, senators around you very quickly. You will be able to call them, you will be able to contact them, you can file a report through us, and we're trying to make a better version of our country by using digital technologies which are available. We would like you to join us. We would like you to contribute. This is no longer time for you to dream. This is for time for you to take action. If you have been dreaming for 70 years or all your life, oh, somebody will come and do something, nobody's coming. It's you who you have been waiting for. Start doing something for the world which you want to see around yourself. God bless you. God bless Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.